welcome to another video from Australia. If you're new here, my name is Alannah and I'm a third-year dental student from Canada, and I moved here 3 years ago to follow my dream. So hopefully I can inspire you to follow your dream as well. Today's video is going to be on a topic that I've received multiple questions on, and that is, what was my undergraduate experience like? So what sort of undergraduate classes did I take? What was my degree in? And even what extracurriculars did I do to get myself into dental school? Before I start, I just want to say that my path is going to be different from your path, and there is no one right path to take to get to dental school. Everyone can get here on a different path, different degree, and just do what is best for you. So before I talk about my path and what sort of things that I did to get myself into dental school, I will talk about the two different routes to get to dental school in Australia. So Australia has two different types of degrees for dentistry. Firstly, there is the undergraduate pathway. Secondly, there is the graduate pathway, which is the pathway that I took. So if you're interested in the undergraduate pathway, these programs would be 5 years long, and you can enter them right out of high school. So if you're in high school and watching this video, this could be an option for you. If you were ready to take that step and move to Australia when you're probably only 17 or 18 years old. And I'm not sure if I could have done that, but maybe some of you could. So if you're going to go into dental school in the undergraduate route, you can either enter from high school or you can enter after a bachelor's degree as well. The only difference is that you would probably have taken all of those basic sciences that they might cover in the earlier years of dental school. And I've even heard of someone who moved to Australia and started taking the undergraduate dental program, and she had completed her bachelor's degree prior to, and she was able to skip those classes that she had already taken in her undergraduate degree. So I think she had a lighter load in her first year. So with the undergraduate program, you don't actually require your DAT score in order to get in. All you require is a high school degree or a bachelor's degree. So if you're interested in that, I would go to Austrek's website and have a look at those schools. Next, there is the graduate programs, and this is the path that I think most people take from Canada, because they will usually take their bachelor's degree to get into dental school in Canada. So they would already have that, and they would be eligible to apply to the graduate programs here in Australia. So what you require to get into the graduate programs is a bachelor's degree and completion of either the Canadian DAT or the American DAT test. Now, each school has different prerequisite courses that they require in order to get in. So for example, I will read out the prerequisite courses that are required for dental school at the University of Melbourne, which is where I go to school. The prerequisites include human anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry. For the University of Sydney, they require 1 semester of human biology. And for the University of Western Australia, they don't have any prerequisites, but they say that grade 12 physics or equivalent to that and first year chemistry and biology are recommended, but are not required to get into the program. Okay, so now that you know about the two routes to go to dental school in Australia, I will tell you how I got here. So I started my undergraduate degree in 2013 at the University of Western Ontario in London, Ontario. And my program that I decided to study was health sciences. So the reason that I picked health sciences was because when I was entering my undergrad, I knew that I would want to do something in the healthcare field. I always knew I wanted to do dentistry, but I thought if dentistry doesn't work out, I can see myself working in the healthcare field. So I feel like health sciences is the program for me. It's going to be the most diverse and allow me to not close any doors off and get me wherever I end up needing to go by the time I graduate. Now, health sciences at Western was a little bit different to what you'd expect. So health sciences at Western was sort of more focused on the social aspect of healthcare. We did have our science courses in biology, physiology, and anatomy, which were required in our degree, but what wasn't required was things like chemistry, biochemistry, physics, organic chemistry, And that's another reason why I think I was more intrigued to go into the health sciences program rather than something like a medical sciences program. I found that I was better at courses like biology and anatomy rather than things like physics and organic chemistry. What I really liked about studying health sciences for my undergraduate degree, and why I think it's been helpful for me as a dental student now, is that when we focus on the social aspect of healthcare, we really focused on things like the social determinants of health. So the social determinants of health are the situations that people are born into, they grow into, they work in, and they live in that ultimately shape their life and their health outcomes. Why I think that this is important in dentistry is that it's important to recognize that people come from different backgrounds and have different life experiences that have shaped them to how their oral health is today. One of the downsides for me taking health sciences as my program, where I wasn't taking classes like physics and chemistry, was that these heavy science classes ended up having to be my electives, whereas other students and all of my friends as their electives were taking things like bird courses to improve their GPAs. I was taking things like biochemistry and organic chemistry as my electives. So I don't know if I would really recommend that, but it did work for me in the end. Something that I did and something that I feel is very helpful for anyone who is in their undergraduate degree planning on going to dental school but doesn't want to shut any doors to which dental school they will go to, is to make a spreadsheet of the different classes that are required for the different schools that you are interested in going to. So I did this and I had a list of all the prerequisites for every dental school that I was thinking of potentially applying to. And this was really helpful because I made sure that I planned my classes around this every year to make sure that I could check off every single prerequisite that was required. And this is something that I highly recommend doing. So now I'm going to talk about what is the recommended route to get into dental school. And surprisingly, there is no recommended route. You can get into dental school with any undergraduate degree that you desire. The main thing that matters is that you have the prerequisite courses that are required to get into each program that you want to. So what I recommend is taking a degree in something that you really love and really enjoy, because at the end of the day, that's where you'll succeed the most. Another aspect of undergrad that people are really interested in knowing about is my experience with extracurriculars. So I wouldn't say that my extracurriculars were super extravagant or anything like that, but I can say that from everything I did, I really did take something away from it and learn something from it. So some things that I did are shadow, which I think is the most important thing that you can do in your undergrad before going to dental school. Shadow a dentist and ask them a lot of questions and really take the time to engage yourself and learn from that dentist, because there is no better way than knowing if this is the career for you than watching someone do the job that you potentially will do in the future. Another thing that I did was volunteer at the dental school at my university. So I was involved in some of the programs like the dental outreach programs that the students in the dental school would put on for people in the community. And this was sort of like another shadowing type experience where I got to see maybe what my potential future could look like. But I definitely got to ask dental students a lot of questions when I did that, and that was something that I really valued. Another thing that I did was I actually led fitness classes for seniors in the community. This is something that I really enjoyed. It was a lot of fun, and what I learned from it is that everyone has different needs and you have to be able to modify every exercise for a different individual. And I could really take that into dental school with me because every patient has different needs and you need to be able to modify it based on that patient's specific needs. What I will say is do something that you really love and something that you can definitely learn from and be able to say, this is what I gained from this experience, because I think that's what dental schools really want to see, that you've learned something from the experiences that you've done. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and I hope that I was able to help you. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe to my channel for more videos if you would like to know any more information about studying dentistry in Australia. I hope everyone has an amazing day and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!